What's going on, guys? Austin here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at my 5-minute fantasy week 14 and 15 hits and misses, because I didn't get out my week 14 video last week, so here we go. My quarterbacks for week 14, I hit 80%. Some of my good picks, I said to sit Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, even Mahomes and Ryan Fitzpatrick. I said you're going to want to start Matt Ryan. He did well. I missed on saying to start Baker and Kirk Cousins. I thought those guys would do better than they did against Cincinnati and Detroit, respectively. Running backs, I hit 7 out of 10. I said to start Melvin Gordon. Said to start Miles Sanders. He had a pretty good game. Said to start Philip Lindsay. He had a good game. And Devonta Freeman, against Carolina, he had a great day. Then I said sit Alvin Kamara. He got shut out. Not shut out, but shut down against San Francisco. I said to sit Joe Mixon. I missed on that one, but I also said to sit Kenyon Drake and Darius Geis and Chris Carson, who just kind of had an average day, below average for him. Wide receivers, I said start Tyreek Hill. You're going to want to also start Odell Beckham and Calvin Ridley. I got those. I also said start Marvin Jones and Devonta Parker. I missed on those. Then Tyler Lockett against the Rams, I said to sit. Marquise Brown against Buffalo. John Brown against Baltimore. I said to sit those guys. Those were all good picks. I missed on Robert Woods and Tyler Boyd against Seattle and Cleveland. I hit 6 out of 10 on my wide receivers for week 14. Then tight ends, I didn't do too great. 5 out of 8. I said to start Jack Doyle and start Kyle Rudolph. But I also said to start Tyler Higbee, and Noah Fant. Those guys balled out. I said to sit Travis Kelce. I thought New England would be able to shut him down. They could not. But then I said to sit Mark Andrews, Austin Hooper, and the Miami Dolphins tight end Mike Gesicki. Those are all good picks. I said to sit for defenses. I got 6 out of 9. I said sit New Orleans against San Francisco. I said to sit San Francisco against New Orleans. Sit Dallas against Chicago. Those were all good. I said to sit Indian against Tampa Bay. Indianapolis against Tampa Bay. They ended up doing better than I thought. And then I said to start Cleveland and Baltimore. Those were both good picks. Going on to week 15, I said you're going to want to sit Josh Allen, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Aaron Rodgers. Those were all good picks. I got 6 out of 11, so not great. But I also said to sit Carson Wentz and Lamar Jackson. Kind of reached on those. Those weren't great. I said you're going to want to start Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Phillip Rivers. They all didn't do as well as I thought they would. But then Ryan Fitzpatrick and Gardner Minshew and Ryan Tannehill did as well as I thought they would. Running backs, I did extremely well. I said you're going to want to start Eckler, Kareem Hunt, Joe Mixon, James White, and Todd Gurley. I said to sit Melvin Gordon, Devin Singletary, Josh Jacobs, and Devonta Freeman. The only thing I missed was saying to sit Mark Ingram. He had the big score early in that game. I did really well on wide receivers too, 8 out of 11. I said to start both DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel in a flex. Marquise Brown, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown, and Terry McLaurin. I missed on Michael Gallup. I said you're going to start him. He didn't do as well as I thought I would, even in a really high-performing Dallas offense that week. I said to sit Julio Jones. For some reason, Julio decided to have his biggest game of the year. The one day I say, you're definitely going to want to sit him. But then I said sit Amari Cooper. That was good. Sit Stephon Diggs. You could have started him, just depending on what kind of a roster you have. But then I missed on Jamison Crowder and Allen Robinson. I said sit those guys. You should have started them. Tight ends. I think tight ends in week 15 is the worst grouping I've ever gotten. I said to start Kyle Rudolph, Darren Fells, Ian Thomas, David Njoku, and Jack Doyle. Those were all bad picks. They were all sits. I said to sit Austin Hooper and O.J. Howard. And those guys did really poorly. And then I said to sit Jason Witten, and he actually did well. And then for defenses, I did pretty well. I got 7 out of 9. I said to start Pittsburgh and Buffalo, start Tampa. I said start New Orleans, and they only ended up getting 5 points. It's amazing that a team that gives up 7 points can only score 5 points in fantasy, but, it happens. Then I said to start Detroit. That was a mistake. But then I also said to sit Carolina, the Giants, Cleveland, and Chicago. Overall this week I got 65%. Last week I got a 69%. But look out later for some of our 5-Minute Fantasy Week 16, booming and busting, and a special edition of the betting lines for Week 16. I'm going to start doing betting against the spread and tracking that.